this computer. All right, thank you guys. Again, we are officially beginning. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to join me today in our basically third webinar session. I hope that you've been having a good time and things been doing great for you. So I keep getting these people keep saying they can get in. So, geez, you should. Let me see if I can give you somebody you can call quickly who can help you. See here, hold on guys, give me 1 minute. This person been trying to get on this for the longest and always having issues. So I'm gonna do something good here. If you would bear with me, let's see if I can at least get somebody who can help her out. Okay. And told them to call. Let's see here. All right. Okay, guys, so great. My apologies here because I have this person here who keep texting saying they have an issue. So I wanted to help them to get in. Okay, so just to get started here officially, let me see how everyone is doing tonight. Everyone, I'm sending this poll here. Tell me how you're doing, okay? Are you happy to be alive? I'm missing here. Overwhelmed? Are you frustrated? Are you bored at home? Tell me how you're feeling at home, huh? Tell me how are you doing at home. All right, I have some people who are overwhelmed, okay? I have some who are just happy to be alive. That's very good. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay, okay, so most people are just happy to be alive. I miss the B. Okay, very good. So awesome here. As you can see, I'll share the result quickly with you here. All right, as you can see, most people are happy to be alive. Okay, all right, very good. So now that we're happy to be alive, so then as we talked about last time, guys, in crisis, there are opportunities. So I've already taught you quite a bit here on how to really take advantage of the market. But people was telling me, hey, what else can we do to invest? Okay, so today I'm going to speak about a different topic. And please keep an open mind, ask questions, and we're going to have a good time. Okay, so let's go here as we start here tonight. All right, for some of you who may not know me again, my name is, of course, Lou James Massis here. I'm an MBA, done some work as a CFP, currently, just completed my PhD here. I enjoy, numbers. I've always been a numbers guys. I am the CEO of Fiducia Financial Group. We have more than 15 employees, couple of offices and a couple of states. Okay, we've been very lucky enough and that we've been very blessed by a lot of support to build a very nice 7-figure business with quite a few customers all around the different states. One of my dreams is basically to help professionals and business owners build multiple 6-figure income and 7-figure net worth. As a business growth expert, also as a professional success coach. That's been my passion. Building business is what I think I'm good at. Numbers, figuring out, and helping you to be successful is what I am. So how do I do this? I do this through what I call my Level X movement. In case you have not been exposed to it, we have 3 levels of it. We have the Level X Success Blueprint program. It's a program that basically helps professionals and business owners to become better self, okay, to develop greater relationship, to grow their wealth and build a legacy so that when you pass in this world, you'll be remembered, okay, in very good ways and very meaningful ways. The other program I have is strictly for entrepreneurs who are really interested in building a 7-figure net worth or a 6-figure profit business and really have more times. My model is you shouldn't be working more than 4 days a week, okay? And you should be having 6-figure profit and your net worth should be at least $1 million. The reason why I say net worth is because sometimes you may have revenue of $1 million, but if your expenses or debts are, $900,000, well, you only make 100,000. Or if it's not 150,000, you only make 50,000. So really, it's not so much of what the revenue is, but also I am interested in knowing how much of it is retained as a profit in order for it to grow. And how do we do this? We do this through training, coaching, consulting, and of course, we speak to different audiences. And as you may know, I am a very deeply religious person. So I do a lot of work with churches, and I have this what I call Level X ministry training. This is where we do some what we call leadership and ministry development. Okay, so this is how we indeed serve the world. Now, why am I doing this series and why you are invited? Simply, I want to give back to my community. It does give me a sense of purpose, and I've always believed that I am a gift. Okay. I went one time I went to a webinar, or it wasn't a webinar, it was a conference, and there was a questions that truly it touched my heart. And the question was, when you were born, what promise did the creator make to the universe? You have to ask yourself a question is, when God created you, what promise did he make to the universe? Did God tell the universe that I'm creating you, and because of your presence, the problems was going to be solved, the life was going to be better, it was going to brighten the smile? What promise exactly that the maker made to the universe when you were created? And the scary thing is, what if at the day when you meet your maker, then you did not fulfill that promise? Okay, so that's one of my passion. Is I believe I am a gift, and the gift is for me to help elevate people to get you to the next level, which I call Level X. And this is why I'm inspired. I am working hard and really getting the missions to elevate more than 1 million people and get more than 1,000 professional business owners to reach the millionaire status. If I can do that, when I hit my maker, I'll feel like I make a difference in society. Okay, let me just give you the disclosure. This webinar is for educational purpose only. I'm not giving you investment advice. I'm not your professional planners, nor your advisors at this point. Investing any type is a very risky business, so you need to talk to your own financial professional for advice to fit very specific situation that you may have. And of course, all numbers and charts that I use, they are for illustration purpose only. They're not recommended investment, nor do will reflect your own situations. Okay, we have to say that so you can take things into right hands. Okay, now here is the law of life, guys. No one can become financially stable without investing. That's just the law of nature. Okay, even if you're working, you're making money, that's great. But at one point, your money has to multiply. You just got to make more than what you are earning. Okay. And if you are someone who's Bible oriented, who believe in faith, then you know the parable of the 5 talents. Okay. You know, the master came and gave some talents to one, to another, and then, you know, one to another one. And guess what? Everybody doubled their talents, and one of them did not do anything with it. And so what did the master do? Well, it's a pretty interesting story. The master took the one that single one that he gave to that person, take it away from him, and give it to the other one, and really call him a very lazy, you know, or servant, and cast him out. So in other words, this is no wonder why the market continues to go up and down, because sometimes it says I'm missing one number. Oh my God. So guys, it's a challenge. I have people who's really wants to, I have people who's really wants to get on and want help. So, and they're asking me, how do I get them help? So let me give them the number of the tech support. They say they're missing a number. All right. Okay. So we go back. So no wonder the market goes down and taking from other people and give it to the other one. That's why when the housing market goes down, guess what happened? Well, some people lose and it go to other people. So really, the law of life and nature itself is thing goes up and goes down, and you have to multiply what you have. So that's why it's so important. So there are 5 types of investment that you can really invest in, okay? There are 5 types, guys. The first one is self-investment, and I haven't get to this one yet. The second one was the stock investment, the 401ks, the IRAs, picking up individual stocks. Those past 2 trainings, we did those already. If you didn't get them, you send me a text saying interested, and with your email address, we will forward it to you, okay? Then there is what we call the real estate investment, where you can actually invest in real estate and make very good return. And then there is also investing in your own business. Now, many of you may not realize that when you're investing in stocks, you're actually investing in a business, in someone's business, whether it's Apple, whether it's IBM, whether it's ExxonMobil. Any one of those businesses is somebody else's business. Well, you can also invest in your own business, meaning that if you know what you're doing, if you have a passion, if you have something to offer, you have a solution to a problem, well, then you can invest in your own business. So that's an investment. And then the last one is what we call the IUL, which is a life insurance investment. So I've talked about stock investment already. I'm going to skip the real estate because we'll be back to with this one. I'm going to skip your own business because it's going to be another big one I'll be doing. Today, I'm going to take probably the easiest one is the life insurance investment. And I know, bear with me here, keep an open mind, and you're going to learn something here, okay? Promise, okay? So as we talk about stock and investing, 401ks, IRAs, there are a couple of challenges, guys. The first thing is, it's very complicated stuff. You have so many choices. It's an IRA, it's a Roth IRA, it's a SEP, it's a 403B, it's a 457, which one it is. Quite a lot of options that most people don't know which one is what, don't really understand this, okay? The other problem we have again with stocks is it's a risky business, ups and down. The market goes up, market goes down. You've been seeing this in the past few years. 2008 goes down really bad, and then it goes up. In March and April, it just went down. Now we're rising up a little bit. It's a lot of going up and down. When it comes to 401ks and all these options you have at work, they'll have limitations on how you can access the money. Because remember, you have to be 59 and a half to be able to access your 401ks and your IRAs and all of them. Because if you are not 59 and a half, you're trying to get this money, not only you have to pay for the taxes, but you'll also pay the 10% penalty. Another limitation you have is, what if you have so much money, you didn't want to withdraw that money? Can you just leave it for your kids? No, because once you're with 70 and a half, they have something called required minimum distributions, meaning that you have to start taking the money. Why? The government wants you to start taking the money so that you can pay the taxes, because in most cases, you haven't paid these taxes on this thing, okay? And the other thing is, it's not predictable. You know, you have your money in the market, it's very hard for you to know when and what it is, so you never know, okay? And you do pay significant tax to the government, that's one thing. And if something were to happen to you, you got sick, that money will be blown very fast. Again, very big challenges, okay? All right. So, as you can see, some people, when they see this chart and they see the market like this is Marriott here, they might, oh my God, I don't know what is this. I don't know how to invest. I don't know how to take advantage of this. So the first 2 training we did was on those kind of charts for people to know how to pick up stocks. Where do you buy? How do you buy it? And all this other stuff. So now, assuming you're not interested in doing that, you don't know how to do that, well, what are other options? So I'm going to show you another options, okay? Guys, remember, everything is created to beat the uninformed. Meaning that if you do not have good information, if you don't understand the system, then it's going to beat you up. That's what it's designed for. Why Donald Trump barely pay any taxes? Right? Because he has the best accountant in the world who is taking advantage of the loophole and legally not paying taxes. What about Amazon? Legally paying no taxes 2 years in a row while they were $792 billion, guys. Right? Why? Again, because they understand how the system works, able to give it legally, take advantage of the loophole. Well, they create taxes, but really the only people who pay them is those who really don't understand what they're doing. That's why it's important for you to be informed, to be educated, because you don't know, you pay the price. So sometimes things are not what they seem unless you understand them, unless you understand the loophole in them and how to use them at your own benefit. So here we go. I'm going to talk about life insurance. But guys, don't hang up because I'm not referring to the regular life insurance that is depressing, that is not exciting. You die and then you leave money for your family. This is not what I'm talking about here. In fact, what I'm talking about here is the benefits of life insurance while you're living is even more powerful than the death benefit when you die. So most financial planners or insurance agents, they're not fully aware of these benefits, nor do they know how to take advantage of them. So I'm going to share with you a few ways to take advantage, not when you die, but when you're living, and you're going to thank me for that. Here we go. An IUL, it's a life insurance policy. It gives you something called peace of mind. Why do I say that? You can decide how much money you want to get every year and when you want it, and just deposit the money in there. And you have no risk of losing anything on your account when the market goes down. But when the market goes up, guess what? You take the up. So the market makes some return, you make return. The market lose money, you don't lose money. On top of that, you can take this money without paying taxes on it. Very different from a 401ks where you got to pay taxes. And on top of that, you can take loan out of this and you can never pay it back. About buying your kid first car, maybe paying for your daughter's wedding, maybe paying for some college courses. And if you become sick, you have access to take some money to take care of yourself. And if you die before time, your family will be well taken care of. Your dream will live on. Your kids will still be able to go to college. Your wife or spouse home will be paid. And your name or your visions, your impact will be felt way after you left. That basically gives you what I call peace of mind. I don't have to worry about the market going down, up and down. I don't have to worry about whether I'm going to have enough money when it's time to retire or stop working. I don't have to worry about the taxes. I don't have to worry about taking loans from somewhere else. And if I'm sick or I died, everything is covered. Peace of mind. Now you might say, James, is this true? Why are you saying this? Look at this graph, guys. The graph you're looking at here is showing you how the market perform versus an IUL, okay? That's an illustration, guys, okay? And we're using real numbers from certain years past so you can see what it looks like, okay? This is showing you why we don't have risk when you use that. Let's just say you started with $100,000. Everybody see the beginning line on the 100,000 line. And you see the first circle, that's the circle number 1. If you look in 2002 and 2001, you look at the red line. The red line is the market, and the green line is the IUL or the life insurance policy. If you started with $100,000 in 2000 or 1998, okay, when the market started going down in 2000, 2001, 2002, you see that market lost 9%, lost 11%, lost 22%. Okay? In your case, if you look at the line, that means your account will be about $60,000 in 2002. As far as the IUL is concerned, you see 0, 0, and 0. That means you didn't make any money, but you did not lose any money either. That's circle number 1. And it keeps going up. So whenever the market goes up, it goes up also. Let's look at number 2, circle number 2. That's 2008. The market, boom, lost negative 37. But if you look on this, if you look on the screen on the green line, you see 0%, meaning that when the market lost $37%, at that time the value on the account was about $80,000. But guess what? On the IUL, it was 0%. So they didn't make money, but they didn't lose money either. And guess what? They were about $140,000. Okay. If you go up on circle number 3, now you look on the red line, you see that the market turned a powerful 32%. But the only thing you get on the IUL is 12% on the green line. And if you look on the second number, you see 13%, and the market get 12%. So really, when the market make 15%, 18%. Well, the IUL only get 12% because that's the maximum they let you do. So they let you get the maximum 12%, but then when the market goes down, you don't get no loss, you just get zero, meaning that whatever is in your account never go down. Isn't that great? But you say, how does the compare? If you look here, over from 2000 to 2017, very close to 20 years, if you started with 100,000, if you see that little green square, with the IUL, you would have an average return of 6.74, which is not bad, and your account will have about $323,000 if you start with 100,000. If you like the little square red in the bottom, you would have an average of 5.4% over that 10-year period, 20 years period. And guess what? Your account will be about 257,000, okay, instead of 320,000. As you can see, that's almost $80,000 more if you were to invest. Now, these things don't include the fees, they don't include all this, but it's just purely by looking historical. These were the numbers if you are doing an IUL, okay, where they're doing the 0%, which is how the IUL is supposed to work. So as you can see, guys, clearly, if you don't know anything about investing, if you are afraid of the market, you could simply put your money in there or some of your money in there, okay, and really be able to take good advantage of the market without really killing yourself, because when the market goes up, you participate in the up, and then when the market goes down, guess what? You do not get the pain of down, which is quite powerful, okay? All right, so let's go down. Let me show you, for example, in terms of money. Look at this again. You start with $100,000. This one we're going from 1998 all the way to 2013. Same thing. You start with 100,000. The red line is the market, and the green line is the IUL. If you look in 2002, if you had 100,000, the red line go to 78,000. So if you looked at your account at this time, you had $78,000 in there. If you looked on the green arrow, I'm on circle number 1, you looked at your account will be 125,000. How cool is this? But you said, okay, and then the market picked up again. If you look around 2007, you will see the market is back up to 145,000, and the IUL is still 156,000. Then in 2009, market went down again. Now the market went down, and your account will be back to 100,077. It's like you never started. You're still in the same place where you were when you began in 1998. And where is the IUL? Look at the green arrow. You are about $156,000, $160,000. How cool is this? Why? Because whatever you have in your account, when the market goes down, yours do not go down. And at the end, market really picked up. Okay, it goes back to 168,000, 160,000, which is great. But at that time, the IUL is about 198,000, almost 200,000, close to $40,000 different. Hey guys, I mean, doesn't take a genius here. You're not interested in the market. You don't want to play this risky game of up and down, up and down. You have a way where you just put something and you don't have to think about it hard. So how does that work? Let's say, I mean, that's a lot of number here. Hopefully you're not too confused here. But here's somebody who's 35 years old. Okay, it's a 35 years old lady here. And they decided, I'm going to be investing $250 a month. So really, if you go to line, that little table here, you go to line number 1, you see this at 35, and 250 is about $3,000 a year. Every year they will add in an extra $50 to it, so you see keep increasing to 360, increasing to 3,720. If you look at on the first arrow, after 5 years, you see they actually invested the first red arrow, $18,000 is what they invested. Okay, but look at what happened. If you go all the way to the blue arrow, they give 18,000, they only have 10,000. And if you look all the way to the last number, it says 619,000. But that's terrible, okay? It's not good at all, because they give 18,000. They only have 10,000 on the blue line in their account value also. And then they have about $619,000 of life insurance. If something will happen to them, that's what the family would get. Now, mind you, you can run this on different number, but the we're using 6.46 as an interest, which is kind of the average interest of the market, average interest of the IU of the IUL. So that's why we're using 6. Of course, it can be more, it can be slightly less, but that's an average. So you'd say that's not a great deal at the beginning. The only time it's a great deal is if something will happen to them, they were sick, they have access to $600,000. If they passed out, if they die, the parents have $600,000, that's good. But as far as money they have in their cash value, meaning what they have in their account they can take, it's only $10,000. And the point is, this program, this kind of plans, they're really good for long term. Remember that, because at the beginning, in the first 5 years, they're not the greatest thing. But if you look on the second red arrow, where you at year 10, they would have given $46,000. And if you look across the blue arrow on that line, you see their account is about $33,000. And they do have the last number, $646,000 of life insurance available. The good thing is you see that the cash value is increasing. The amount of money in the account is increasing, which is very good. That $33,000, they have access to it. They can borrow it. They can do all kind of stuff with it. Okay, and it keeps on going. But I'm going to move next to at this time when we hit 65 years old. Okay, at 65 years old, this person would have given this plan $246,000. That's a good bit amount of money. But if you go across under the blue line, what do you see the account value? $449,000 or so. That's pretty much very close to $500,000. And look at the death benefit, $847,000. Meaning that they have about $450,000 in their account. On top of that, if something were happen to them, they were to die, they leaving $847,000 to their family. And if they were sick, they needed to take money for sickness. They could actually take money out of that $847,000. How cool is that? But now at 65, 66, they decide to retire. If you look here on line 31, you start seeing a bunch of 48,000, 48,000, 48,574. Well, at this time, they stop paying, they stop putting money into it. They're taking withdraw now. They're taking money out. Well, these people can start taking $48,500, almost $50,000 every year. Now look at that. They take it for year 1, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69. They keep taking $48,000 every year coming to them with no problem. If they were to reach, if you go to that next arrow, pink arrow down, at that time they are about 75 years old. You see, they gave $274. Remember, the total they gave was $274,000 they invested. They would have already taken out $485,000. That's almost $500,000. Double the money they've been taking. But if you go across in the blue line, they still have $281,000 in their account, and they still have a life insurance of $347,000 they can leave to their family if something were to happen to them at the age of 75. How cool is that? So you just give them $274,000. You've taken $485,000. You still have another almost $280,000 still in your account. And yet, if something will happen to you, your family still get $347,000 as a benefit. Meaning that you're taking money for yourself and you're leaving a legacy with your family. What if you are one of the lucky people who live all the way to 80? You go to 80, right? At 80 years old, again, you remember you're not putting more money in there. You still only put $274. You would have still taken that $48,000 every year, nonstop, and you would have taken $728,000 in total. If you go across the blue line, you still have $193,000 in your account, and you still have some life insurance of $260,000. Now, if you're really one of these really terrible people who decide you're going to go all the way to 85 years old, I'm going to that arrow down. As you can see, you will still, you still only give them $274. You would have taken $971,000, close to $1 million basically. And you still have $124,000 in your account if you go over the blue line. And guess what? You still have a life insurance of $220,000. Now, I'm not even going to go to 90 years old, because who wants to live at 90 years old? But if that was to happen, as you can see, still $274, you will be almost taking $1.2 million. and you still have $90,000 left in your account and $226,000 of, again, life insurance for your family. Guys, even if these things did not work as well, it only does half of what it could do, I would still be happy, not having to worry about the market, not having to worry about being safe, not having to worry about how to choose investment, just knowing that $48,000 will be coming to you every year. Now, people might say, could I get more? Now, I'm only doing this if you're doing $250 a month. Of course, now this is just an illustration, depending on your age and your health, you know, it's give and take. But again, you can put more earlier and you can make even more, or you'll get more to come out. Guys, I want to go fast here. I just want this one for a business owner who wanted to do $400 a month, because they are business owner, they have more money. The way they work is they want to be able to put $5,000-$6,000 in it every year after they do the business or they do transactions. As you can see, this person could make things really good. If I go to when they turn 60, they could easily invest $300,000 in this policy, and they would have almost $500,000 into it. But the good thing is they decided, I'm not gonna wait till 65. I'll start taking money at 60 years old. And at 60 years old, they're taking $50,000 with no problem, and that money goes all the way. Now you might say, okay, how does that compare if I wanted to invest my money in the 401k? I think that's a good question. What if I wanted to invest the same money in the 401k? How would those two compare? They have this little software here that kind of compare if you want to do that kind of investment and IUL versus putting in your 401k or an IRA, any of these things. Here's how I go, guys. If you look where I have this circle, well, if you look where I have those arrow, the very first arrow, it says 1044, line year 1044. The first 5 little square, they are basically your 401ks, and the remaining 5 is your insurance policy. So after 10 years, if you are doing the same thing, you are investing about $400 a month. Well, if you look at the little pink arrow, $89,000 would have been, $96,000 would have been your account value on your 401k, give and take, okay, after fees. And then if you wanted to take it, you would pay the taxes, $89,000 in what you would get after you pay taxes. If you were to do the same thing on the IUL, blue line, when we have a blue arrow, it would be only $58,000, okay? That's all you would be able to get, $58,000. But you will still have $940,000 of life insurance if something were to happen to you, whether you're sick or if you were to die, you could have access to that. After 20 years, we go to little square. I have it fully square, okay, the little box. As you can see, the 401k is still doing great. You still have $303,000 you could get. And for the IUL, you could get only $263,000. But don't forget, you still get another $1 million of life insurance that you could take money of if you were sick, or if something would happen to you, you would live for your family. On the 401k, if you were to pass away, the only thing you live for your family is $300,000. And this one, if you were to pass away, you live in $1 million. And the 401k, if you were to be sick, you only have access to the $300,000. And the IUL, if you were to get sick, major sickness like cancer, stroke, any of those major sickness, you have access to the full, very close to $1 million, you can take a percentage of. Again, more power. Now, if you go down, when you hit the age 60, you can see they start taking $48,000. So just like we said, you start taking 48 in the 401k, you take 48 in an IUL. Let's see what happened. The next one, guys, look at that. Once you hit the age 74, where I have the square, guys, at 74, if you see you're taking your last $44,000 and everything goes to zero on the 401k, meaning you've exhausted your 401k. If you are taking $48,000 every year at 74, you have no more money. Well, if you live a bit longer than that, we need to figure out what to do with that. However, if you move across in the IUL, at 74, you still have $204,000 in your account, and you still have a $298,000 of life insurance. And you can see 75, 76, 77, 80, and 81, you're still getting that $48,000. That might go all the way to 84, 85, almost to 90 years old. You're still having the $48,000. So as you can see, same kind of investment, different product, you still have more you can withdraw on that IUL. So guys, in total, if you invested $300,000, an IUL, you can almost get up to over $1 million in money you're pulling out. And the 401k, it's about $700,000, give and take. So what other additional benefits you can get from that IUL? Remember, you can take a loan for the cash value. You can use the money, what we call living benefits, meaning if you have those major sickness, you can take money out of it, okay? You have the guaranteed death benefit, meaning that if something will happen to you by accident, before you even get to build the wealth, before you get to have a whole lot of money in your account, your family is covered. And the great thing is you take all that money out tax-free. Guys, you take that money out tax-free. Why? Because when you take a loan from an IUL, from a life insurance, you do not pay taxes. When you pass away, you leave a lot of money in life insurance for a family, you do not pay any taxes. On the 401k, the taxes must be paid, okay? So how does that work, guys? You're looking at the screen here. There's something called cash value. So that's the money you have in your account. You can take loan from, you can retire from. That's the one you are taking all the 48,000. Then you have the death benefit, where if you die, they give it to your family. If you have critical illness, meaning that you have a stroke, or you have chronic illness, you cannot move around, or you have cancer, you have to do major organ surgery, any of those major illnesses, or terminal illness where they say, hey, you're not gonna live for long, you have access to that money where you can take it. You don't have to die to take it, which is pretty impressive, meaning that that life insurance can be used while you're alive, for retirement, for death, for sickness, for peace of mind, to avoid taxes. Why more people is not doing this? Well, most people don't know about this for sure. And then you kind of have to have a good little income to do this. Most planners don't really understand it. Dave Ramsey hates it, guys. I got his point. He believes that you should do, and you should do term and invest the difference. It makes some senses, but trust me, in doing different, more sophisticated stuff, if you know how to use this, I truly believe it's a great stuff. Most insurance agents don't understand it enough to do it right. So most people, if you get any job load to do this, they're gonna mess it up because they don't understand it, okay? So it's a bit sophisticated. The key thing is, how do you withdraw the money? Do not withdraw the money. You're actually taking loan against those policy. And because you're taking loan, you never have to pay the loan back. And guess what? It's never taxable. And we can show you how to do that. So if this is so good, should you load all your money into it? My answer is no way. H to the no. Why? I never trust anything. I don't care how good it is, to the point I'm going to put everything in it. You always have to remember an investment, okay? Always hedge your bet. So meaning, don't go ahead and put all your money into one thing because you think it's so good, because every investment have a risk. What did I say? Everything you invest, guys, there is a risk, and you must know the risk, and it can happen. So here, what are some of the risks of this? It's a life insurance policy. So you're giving one insurance company the money. So that company can go belly up, right? And you can lose your money. But this is why, if you're doing this, you want to do this with what we call too big to fail. Meaning that, remember AIG? The government has to believe that this company is so good, and they've been around for so long, they have so many assets, it has to be one of the top-rated companies, the best in the business, and they have to be so big that the government would not let them fail. As we know, like AIG, North American, some of this company, because at the end, they are the company who own a lot of malls, a lot of real estate. So most of the time, they're pretty strong. You want to get A++, best time rated, okay? Another thing is, you must diversify, meaning don't put all your money in there. You can split it. We can put some money in 401k and stocks so it can go fast, and we'll put some money on this so we can have peace of mind. So when the market is going up and down, it's driving you crazy, you don't worry about it because you have somewhere where you're not losing anything. When the market is really picking up, you're happy because both of your stuff is picking up. You get, guess what? You get the best of both worlds. Another thing, this has to be for long term. If you need your money for 5 years, 10 years, do not invest into this. Do not put your money into this, because it has to be for long term, because the beginning of it, it's high commissions. So a lot of the money goes for commissions, for fees. So if you take your money 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you blow it, my friend. So must be for money you're putting there for the next 10, 15, 20 years, okay? Long-term investment, please. You hear me this? Long-term investment. And the other risk is because you pay high commissions, sometimes they get very untrained agents who don't know what they're doing. They're trying to sell it to everyone, people who shouldn't get it. Sometimes you shouldn't get it because of your age or because of your health or because of your budget, okay? But some agents don't understand how to do this, so they go ahead and try to sell it to everyone. And it's kind of like you get a little old person who's delivering pizza, and you force them to buy BMW with a monthly payment of $700 so they can deliver pizza so they can make $10 an hour. This is a disaster. So it must be fitting right into the person who have the kind of income, who has the kind of diversification, who's young, who having a good age, good health. So things must be done right, okay? This is still life insurance. So the younger you are, the better it is. It does depend on your life. Don't do this. I don't want you to do this. If you need your money in the next 5 to 10 years, don't do it. If all you can afford is $5, $10, $50, $100, don't do it. This is not an approach for you, okay? So my question is this for you. If you're professional, making good income, if you're business owners, definitely. If you want free tax income while you retire, you should go for it. If you need life insurance, so in case something happened to you, you need to leave a legacy with your family, great. If you want to save a little bit more than $4,000 or even $3,000 a year, that's definitely good. If you're putting some money in your 401k, you maximize it because there's a maximum you can put on the 401k. There's a maximum you can do on the IRA, and you need to invest more. That's for you. If you want to diversify your assets and have different stream of income, peace of mind when you go to bed, knowing that no matter what happened, you have $50,000, $60,000, you can calculate pretty close to be coming into you, that will be for you. How about your kids? This thing works even better for children because they're young. That means you can put a lot of money into it for them, and it can grow by the time they hit, when they in their 20s, for college, you can borrow the money, pay their college, and then put it back, or don't even have to put it back. When they get married, they can use some money of that. And then when they get retired, they still have money in their account. It works like a charm for children. We can run those numbers all day to show you what it is. What are some other advantages? Again, like I said, for the kids, as soon as the kid is born, you can start with it. It goes without no taxes. The money can be taken tax-free. It's very flexible. You can put money when you want, when you have. If you don't have, you don't put. It's okay. The cost for the kids, the cost of insurance is not much for them versus older people. You pay more for the insurance. And guess what? You have control of that as a parent until the kids are responsible enough. Peace of mind, if that's what you're looking for, I think this is one of the products of the many ones that can give you some peace of mind. It offers you unlimited contribution potential. You can put as much as you want based on the policy size. You grow your money with no tax. It takes no time to manage. You don't need to understand nothing about the market. It gives you a huge amount of money if you happen to be sick, the major sickness we talked about, because you have living benefits right there to it. It gives a large sum to your family if you passed away before time, before you grow your big account, something were to happen, your family is safe. All the money can be taken tax-free, and it gives you some social security, like when you retire, you have this security. I have to remind you, this was a life insurance one. This webinar is for educational purpose only. I'm not giving you the advice. I'm not saying you should get this policy. I'm not selling you this product. It's a risky business for investing. These were for illustrations, but I wanted to share with you what other means, besides what you learn on the stock market, what I showed you how to get advantage of the market. This is another way you can invest some of your money to get peace of mind. What would you want to do? As I say, with all my advice, you want to start right away on them. Of course, if you want to discuss this more with me, you want to know what your situation would look like, to look at very specific illustration that may fit you, you can text me interested at 678-548-9664. Send me a DM on Facebook with the word interested. You can email me saying you're interested. I'll run some numbers for you. As usual, I'm only teaching and showing you all the ways out there where you can multiply your money. Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It was a pleasure to have you. I look forward to working with you or to discussing more with you on our series. Do we have any questions tonight? If I have any questions, I think I'm going to take some. If anybody have questions, you can put them in the chat, in the Q&A. and to see if you have any questions. Unless I did such a great job, then there is no questions. I'm getting some people who are texting some of the questions. Somebody asked, is this good if you're a business owner? Can you do this in your business? Definitely, this is something you can do in your business. This is something you can do for your children. This is something you can do for yourself. I mean, it's, you know, you're of course, we look at your health and your age to determine, but definitely a good way where you can maximize your return. I think I have another question here in the chat. Is there a percentage of our investment that IUL should be? That is a great question. Really, really good. Is there a percentage? Remember in the stocks, I talk about 60% conservative investment, 30% need to be moderate, and only 10% also needs to be aggressive. On this, I think it depends on what other things you're doing. First of all, you want to take advantage of all the 401k matching at your work. So that's free money. So we want to do that. The second thing, I would want to take advantage of my Roth IRA contributions, meaning that I can do my $5,000-$6,000. And then I would look into IUL. Or I may look into doing a little bit of both. Okay. Some people are trying to catch up. Again, how behind are you in your investment? Because you need to know at the age 40, where should you be? At age 45, where should you be? At age 50, where should you be? If you are running behind and you have limitation on how much you can do in 401k, then really you definitely have to do this to put a lot of money. Let me give you an example. Let's just say you graduate as a medical doctor, and then you never put money in, you didn't know about it. And suddenly you when you're 45, you've been paying your loans, you've been dealing with the high expenses, boom, you're 45. Man, not a whole lot of time left in front of you before you retire to hit 60, 65. So you stuck because you limited what you can put. You need to be putting $10,000, $15,000 somewhere quick, you know, because you have the money. That's a great place to put it because you can put as much as you can, you know, based on the policy. So yeah, it's a good questions. You have to look at your individual cases to see what's the best. Some other questions. What is the difference between an IUL and a whole life insurance? Very, very good question. The difference is if you get a whole life policy, really, it doesn't really invest in the market. It's not what it doesn't. IUL does not invest, but it's not tracking the market. And IUL give you your return based on what the market is doing. If the market return 10%, you get about 10%. If the market return 20%, you get maximum 12%, for example. If the market return 4, you get 4. If the market return negative 20, you get 0. So you didn't lose anything. So, but as far as a regular whole life, they just say, hey, we're gonna get 4%, and that's what you're gonna get, and it goes all the way. So you don't really get the market movement. You don't really participate in getting the market. So the IUL is good for growth. Somebody say, what is the monthly fee? Good question. There is no monthly fee. It's about a monthly investment. Again, that is based onto your age, how much you want to do. You kind of decide how much you can invest and look into see. So we want different numbers to give you an idea of what you can invest. There is not a monthly fee. It's a commitment of what you're doing for investment, just like you're doing on your 401k, how much you're putting away. It's very flexible. There'll be time where you can skip depending on your situation. Okay. Great question. Somebody asked, is there a better plan for a child than the 529 plan? Great question. Remember, the 529 plan is a great plan. Of course, there are a few things. It's on the market. So if the market is down and it's time for your kids to go to college, there is a problem. Just like right now, if you are the 529 and your kids hit college age right now, we have an issue. So you can see that. Another thing with the 529, it's really assigned to the kid for school. So if it's not used for school, if none of your kids, if let's say you have 2 kids and then they decide college is not for them, then you're stuck with that money because the tax advantage only used for school, for college. Versus this, if you put the money into an IUL like that for a kid and you start very early, well, the money grows, and if they get scholarship, they don't want to use the money, no problem, because the money stays. You keep on going for them for later on. And if they want to use it for college, sure, they can take it. If they're done with college or they have a scholarship when they want to buy cars, so they can use it for anything. So yes, I like the 529. Yes, it has the advantage, but again, you can compare. There is an alternative, the 529. Some of people do the Gerber plan. I think a regular IUL is much more powerful. It's much more updated. And also, if your kids, God forbid, become sick later on, but then you're okay because you kind of got an insurance already for sickness that covers them. So there are some advantage. Again, you would have to look at your own specific case. My child is anxious to begin investing. Is this a good option for business person under 18 years old? Well, listen, Tao, you know what? I've been spending the time while I'm at home and this quarantine teaching my sons who's teaching how to invest. And the funny thing is, the days when the market goes on and the accounts are green, they come give me a hug. They say, it works, it's awesome. And then the next day market is down and they red. They're like, man, I lost $18. That I don't understand. So really, it's a very, very anxious stuff. But you know, you want to teach your son both, okay? You want to teach them how to invest in the market because, you know, face it, guys, the market provides huge amount of profit if you know what you're doing. I just believe that it doesn't have to be the only place you put your money. You diversify. So you could possibly get this for your son now, put some money for them, knowing that they have a security because they can't lose. They pretty much know what they're getting. So they feel better. They say, okay, you know, if worse come to us, I have this to rely on. And then also allow them to play in the market and try to even go more money. And of course, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be going to some more investment options that they'll be able to do. Guys, time is passing by. I see I have more questions. I think I'm only taking one more before we go. Is rolling over a 401k from a previous job into an IUL a bad idea on options? Can you roll a 529 into an IUL? Now, first thing, remember, a 401k is a pre-tax, okay? Pre-tax investment. So if you roll it into an IUL, automatically, you would get hit with the tax. It's kind of like you convert to a Roth. So boom, the tax is due. Okay. So, and because the tax is due, there is a 10% penalty also if you are not at 59.5. So with all these fees and all those taxes, it may not be a good idea to really do that kind of transfer because it won't, what it will cost you will not worth. You know, it costs you way too much. You wouldn't be able to get benefits. Only in some extreme cases we would do that. Maybe if you have a money and you have some money in your 401k, but you want to leave it for your kids as a legacy, and instead of leaving just the 100,000, you want to put in an IUL with a death benefit of 500,000, where you multiply your impact. Very sophisticated stuff. We have to look in some very big planning, but naturally it'd be very, you know, it'd be a tough thing to do because of the fee that would happen in the conversion. Okay, guys, I want to thank you. You've been so great to me. Thank you for sharing. Before you go, I want to give you this poll. I want to know what is the next training you want. I'm pushing the poll here. We got 4 choices here: how to develop 6-figure income, how to decide which career or business to start, how to invest in real estate, or how to find a good man or a good woman. Tell me which one you would like me to do in the next few training, okay? Let's see here. Everybody's voting here. Let me hear your vote. Some people, okay, we have some people who say how to develop 6-figure income. I see some people who say how to invest in real estate. Anybody want to find out how to find a good man, a good woman? Any single people on the, on the webinar tonight or today or this time? All right, well, okay, so how to develop 6-figure income. I think that's the maximum we have. After that is how to invest in real estate. And then after that, okay, so the winner is how to develop 6-figure income. Okay, we will be doing that. Look for the webinar invitations. Share this thing when I send the video. Please share it with your friends. We have the recording. We're going to be sending it out to you. Send it to your friends. Share with me. Join me again on Facebook, guys. Level X Success. Okay. Also, you can join our Facebook and YouTube group. Okay. Call again Blue Gems at Level X Success. Blueprint. and look forward to really working with you, to seeing you. And as I said, if you need more questions, you want to talk more about this, text me 678-5489-664. Interested, email me at levelxsuccess@gmail.com, or send me a note on Facebook, join our Facebook group, and I look forward to it. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful night. It was such a pleasure to see you. You have been great. Thank you for taking the time to share with me. I'll see you next week or for the next session. Good night, good day, good afternoon. Bye-bye.